This summer, my dog and I spent 3 weeks deep in the Norwegian wilderness, far beyond roads and marked trails. In July, Rava and I set out on a 3-week journey into one of the most remote parts of central Norway. I was looking for real wilderness. Big, untouched valleys, wild rivers full of fish, high mountains, and landscapes where wildlife still feels at home. I wanted good photos, but even more than that, I wanted the experiences and the memories. Almost our entire route was off-trail. That meant constant river crossings, thick bushwhacking, steep terrain, and places so remote they were nearly never visited by other people. Over the weeks, we went through just about everything. A dangerous slide down a mountainside, brown bears, violent thunderstorms, heat waves, and endless mosquitoes, balanced by incredible fishing and long quiet moments, completely alone with my dog. And this is Raba. He's a 1-year, 4-month-old husky, a bit crazy, incredibly tough, and somehow always ready for more. Getting here wasn't simple. It took 2 full days of non-stop driving from Denmark to get to the start of the national park. And when we finally arrived, it was 10 in the evening.
It's tough to walk with here in the start, but I hope it will get
It's
better.
always a bit nerve-wracking to step foot in the wilderness for the first time in a long time, especially when you're alone or alone with a dog. You feel very alone when there are no other people or buildings around you. And the wilderness can seem quite large and scary, especially when the sun is going down. And traveling this remotely means carrying everything I need to survive, which is of course 3 weeks worth of food and dog food, a tent, sleeping bag, sleeping pad, cooking gear, electronics, clothing, and a few other bits of pieces.
Not a good pitch, but there are swarms of flies that are biting. And I want someone to sleep now.
Very tired dog. You don't have walked that much. And she's got her socks on.
It's morning on the 2nd day now, and it's raining, so we're in the tent still.
But everything adds up fast, and I started the hike with a pack weight of around 35 kilograms, while Raba carried 2.5 kilograms of her own food. I didn't let my dog carry any more than 10% of her body weight, since she's still only 1 year and 4 months old. When she gets older though, she'll carry around 25% of her body weight, which would be enough for her to carry 3 weeks worth of food.
Yes.
Yeah, girl.
It's raining. We've walked 2 kilometers, so not that far. And it's a little tough, but it's not that bad with the 35 kilo backpack, so that's good. So yeah, she saw the reindeer, and this is a reaction for some reason. So as you can see, I've gotten the tent up now. This is the second camp spot. Well, the best spot is not that flat, but we're beside a nice small stream. And yeah, today was not supposed to be a long day, so we've only walked 7 kilometers. Well, it's nice to be inside again. It's a little bit cold actually. It's 8 degrees or something, which is not that cold, but when sitting still here and not doing anything and not having eaten anything yet, then it's a little bit cold. Yeah.
Now it's a good night time. And I think Rappe also have to go out and pee at some point, but it's raining outside, so I don't want to go out, so I guess, yeah, I'll figure that out.
Yeah, okay. I have also been cuddling with her for the last hour in the morning and then 3 hours in the evening, so I guess that also helps her shed a bit of fur. But I hope she will stop shedding so much, because it's getting in the food and everywhere, so it's a bit irritating. Okay, so we're on day 3 now. Today we will start with a hike up a mountain, which is this one right here. Not that bad at all. And then after we reach the top, we're going off trail from there until pretty much the end of the trip. So these will be the last few kilometers on a real trail, which is Norwegian standards. What is this? Oh, National Park water. So now we are officially in the National Park, which means all the beautiful views you have seen have been outside. So I'm quite excited to see what's inside, and I guess we'll see that when we get over this mountain here. Good thing I have waterproof boots, or pretty waterproof boots. Okay, so now we're turning off the trail and going on what this is a trail, and this is what Garmin calls a small trail, which means I cannot see any trail at all. So I think it's just regular off-trail hiking now. So me and Rappe are having our first break, and Rappe, she will get her snacks now. How could I forget that? That's quite important. Yeah, girl. She can probably be categorized as a piggy eater, but she ate, so that's the most important part. Okay, break is over and we are on our way down. Rappe wants to go all the places you don't want to go. hiking off trails is one of the things you will experience. Then you just have a deep gorge. Have to walk up or down. Oh. He found a hit. It looks so cool. It really feels like Alaskan wilderness is just like endless wilderness. That's where we're going. So, me and Rabba, we're just having an evening walk around the lake here. I just got, it was actually connection here, so I just called back home and talked with my my parents. So that was nice. Now I've been out here for 3 days. Last time when I was alone for a longer time than after the first 3 days was when like everything fell into place. So yeah, I'm still missing. It can be lonely from time to time, but it's also nice for some reason. So yeah, I'll see how I feel later on. It's a bit interesting to see. So we've just left camp from down there, hiking up this mountain, continuing that way. And today I'm using compass and map instead of just flying on the phone and the GPS. So a little bit of practice, you could say. And my plan is to catch lunch where we're going fish. There's just so much stuff that's not marked on the map. For example, this little oasis place, which would be a nice camp spot, but it's irritating to get through because of all the cliffs and trees and stuff. It looks like there's a small animal trail here we can follow.
Yeah. Want to follow the animal trail?
And the tracks of moose or reindeer, yeah, I think.
Oh, someone wants some chocolate? You're not allowed to eat that. So for lunch today we're eating rolls. This is really good. And it's high calorie. And it tastes good. Ava's just got a lot of pemmican, which is like chocolate for dogs, with 600 calories per 100 grams. Then she has some energy for the rest of the day. And today, this is the first break of the day, and it's way too late. We walked for more than 2 hours, and we've only covered 4 kilometers. So that says something about the terrain here. It's extremely difficult to get. You have to get down this, like crawl, and we have to get up this, and it's just like that all the way. We will get there, but it's a lot harder than anticipated. So I'm putting some sports tape on my heels now because I could feel a bit of some hot spots coming. So we don't want any blisters, not this early in the trip.
So it seems like that might be big moose footprints. Didn't actually think they would come this high up in the mountains. And this is a giant reindeer, but I think it's a moose. It's a big moose. Look what we found. Snow. Throw a snowball at the girl. So this is the lake we're going to. What a nice break spot. Okay. Crazy dog. Yes. Yeah, Dicky. Yes, this lake seems pretty deep, so there's 100% fish in this. Oh, I think there should be fish in this. There's more if I can catch them. So, no fish this far. My own experience, which is not that much, but from fishing here in the mountains, is that in the evening it's very much the best time, and probably also in the mornings. I just don't wake up in the mornings. But I'll try around the other side of the lake. We could use a fish. So it's just getting the water to boil. I add the freeze-dried food and then it just stays in for 15 minutes.
Okay, so it's day 5, I think. And now we're heading out again. Today is a walking day. We're gonna walk, I don't know, 15 kilometers or something, which is quite a lot when the terrain is like this. It's also gonna be quite warm, so I think we'll take a little siesta during the day to chill, and then Rabbe can get a bit of sleep. I also took half a kilo out of Rabbe's backpack and put it in my backpack, so she will have it a bit easier on this long day today. Crossing a little snow bridge here. Oh! Yeah, it's a warm day, so I think she likes being in the snow. Being here beside the stream, looking out the mountain out there is where we are going, heading a little bit to the left of that. With your dog. In the wilderness, no other people at all. Feet out. It's really warm, so we can just chill here. Yeah, it's great. And now we have to eat some snacks. This feels solid. Maybe it is solid, but you never know. And like this down here is really deep. Okay, so we're having our midday siesta. Rabbe's in the shadow, and I will be out trying to fish this very small lake here. Maybe there's something in it, maybe not. What do you say? Are you happy? Are you happy, girl? Look at this. Yeah, it's not that big, but it's actually a pretty good looking fish, if I say so myself. Let's see if I can catch some more. Got another fish on. They're quite small in this lake, but this one is really small. But I want more than one. Pull them in here. And up. Another fish. Whew. And look who's sitting over there. And having a look. Is it okay? So it's actually tasting quite well. And in here I'm cooking some soup on 2 of the fish. So it's 6 in the evening, and we just did a river crossing where I had to jump a bit, and yeah, I didn't have to take my boots off, but I got water quite high up on the boot, and Abba also did pretty well. If we can camp at the 3 kilometer mark, I would prefer that because that's closer to some woods, so maybe we could so we could be in the shade in the morning, so our tent doesn't get so insanely hot because the weather is so good. That's the problem with the good weather. I did a little fall, and I guess you can say the trekking pole has seen better days. I'll see if I can fix it up in camp. It's not that bad, but I've broken so many trekking poles, and I buy the most expensive ones so that they don't break. And I think that's where we're going to the day after tomorrow, on top of that mountain there. Boom. So now we finally have camp up this very beautiful place here.
The weather forecast said there would be some 2 days with thunder next week, and I was also thinking about that might come thunder because it's so warm now, so it's more like the Alps or the Dolomites. And in the Dolomites there was thunder nearly every night, and that's not so nice, and it makes planning a bit more difficult because this means that I'll have to stay below the tree line those days, or I would like to stay below the tree line, and a lot of this is above the tree line, so we'll have to figure out what we're gonna do. But yeah, I'll follow the weather more closely the next few days. I can see a lot of fish active. I'll try fishing tomorrow on the rest day, then I'll fish for dinner and lunch. Yeah, but now it's just in the tent. Me and Rabe are both very tired, so it's just relaxing time, and then tomorrow I'll take a shower also.
Okay, so today is day something, I can't remember. Rest day is over, so now it's moving time. Then we're gonna climb that mountain up there, go down on the other side, and go that way towards a lake called Lakkavatnet. Rabe has some, like some of the fur has been rubbed away, so I have to look into what's causing that now. So yeah, a few problems, but we'll manage. Where we're going, at least. We're gonna be walking back and then down this valley here, and then we'll walk up that way towards those mountains. So here we are at the top. This is the smallest top marker I have ever seen. It's like 20 rocks. Usually they make them quite high, but I guess this hasn't had a lot of visitors. It's a really good view from up here, and it's cool to see where we've been and where we're going. That gives a bit of motivation. I will enjoy the view for a bit, and then I'll head back down to our backpacks. Then we'll continue on with the hike. So now we're taking this down, and yeah, it's quite steep. I have to really dig in the side of my boot. So it's a bit stupid, but it's not that long down, so it's not too dangerous if it goes wrong. Yes, I'm sliding down on my feet. Rabbe is going totally insane. Rabbe, holy. And the good thing is the snow is so soft because it's so warm that you can like dig your feet in it. Otherwise this would have been very dangerous. It is extremely steep, as you can see. Okay, so that did not go as planned. Rabbe ran after some falling snow, so I got to slide down some of it. You can see where we came down. Yeah, and then it went crazy after Rabbe. It's really good learning, I would say. So I won't do that again without an ice axe at least, because it was controlled until Rabbe gave me some more momentum that I really had a hard time slowing down from. Plus it got a bit steeper here in the end. But no harm done, fortunately. Next time I will go the more safe route. And if I really have to do this, like I'm forced to do it, then maybe have the backpack go down separately from me. So then I would probably have been able to brake if I didn't have 30 kilos extra on me. Or at least that doesn't help. And then maybe just let Rabbe loose. Even though I don't like that idea, but then I cannot get too much pull down because she has plenty of grip on that stuff. She was just all over. This is one of the places where we could be lucky enough to see a brown bear, maybe. Who knows? I hope so a bit. As long as we don't get killed. Yeah, did he? Very close to our campsite, there's this abandoned, I think it might be a boathouse, a shed of some kind, old stuff, an old shoe. There's a quite new net inside of there, so I guess maybe they still use it for fishing. And there's a box full of really old stuff. This is an unopened, extremely old reltomat. I wouldn't eat it, but I think you could. So we've just begun day
I don't know what day it is anymore, 7 or 8. It's really warm. Today's gonna be plus 25 degrees, but there should be clouds for the sun a bit later. So that's why I decided to walk today, and then tomorrow when it will be plus 27 and there will be no clouds, then we can stay still there. And then Monday it should be plus 27, but it should be really windy. So that might be okay to move that day also. So yeah, we're moving from Lakkavatnet, going high up, which also means it will be a bit cooler. We just saw 2 mountain grouse of Fjellryve, and Rabbe wants to kill them. A lot of stuff is drying out now because it hasn't rained for so long, and it's very, it's a bit worrying because it's not gonna rain for the next, 10 days. So how will it look in 5 or 10 days, Look at this. It's pretty much all dried out. Insane. Like all the mire, the marshlands, you can just walk on it now because it's so dry. Okay, so we're having a rest here at a small waterfall and lagoon type thing. Not far till we reach our goal actually. It's not that long today. So we've been following this large river for some time now. Now finally here seems like a good place to cross. Lots of rocks. We made it. Let's go. Yeah, good girl. So I found a place to put up camp. So we just by the river here, which is just down there. I'm gonna pitch the tent right about here, which is not that even, but when the sun comes up, we will still get a bit of, we'll get some shade, but it's gonna be quite high up, quite early. Okay, so this is the catch, 5 fish. It will cook caught here in this smaller part of the river. So we are cooking dinner here. Kappa's also gonna get some. She's gonna get that fish. Then Rabbe is right here. Oh, little girl. She's really been fighting with the box, so I feel a bit bad for her. But yeah, now she will have some nice dinner. So
turns out the water here is actually quite quite warm because of the warm weather. So that's quite nice actually. Insane. When Abbas up here on the rocks here, looking at.
So I'm making risengrød, it's called in Danish. I don't know if there's an English word for it. It's a Christmas meal, which is rice with milk and cream, and then you put cinnamon sugar on top and butter, but I don't have butter with me. So I'm gonna make a big portion of this and then eat it in these 27 degrees.
So here it is, the finished meal, eating with a good view, and it actually tastes quite fine. So yeah, that's great.
I think someone thinks it's a little hot and there are a bit too many insects around under the tent. It's a new one. Yeah.
So yeah, I think I'll let her in the inner tent, but yeah, it's a little, yeah, but it says something about the amount of insects here and the heat.
A day like today, which is really a relaxing day. I have not even gone out to fish because Rabba laid under the tent floor, and then I just thought, okay, well then we're just gonna relax. Also, we ate fish, a lot of fish yesterday, so I guess it's fine without fish today. And I've looked on the maps instead and planned a new route. So we won't go up on the high mountains to Blåfjella. We'll go another way, and we will actually go on the western side of the national park to Skjækerfjella. So right now I'm just laying on the sleeping pad here, and I think soon I'll fetch water, and then I'll go in the inner tent and get up in the inner tent too, and then just relax, maybe watch a movie. Most of the day I've spent just listening to podcasts, and then, you know, making food or swimming in the river, or like just doing a lot of basic chores. We've just set off from camp. It's really warm, but there's also some wind, so that helps quite a lot. We're going up this hill. So this is how the new terrain looks that we'll be walking in for the next few, for this day at least. It's like every time you go over a hill or a mountain top, whatever, and see the new view, it's like in a game where you unlock a new area. Feels a bit the same. So this is the new area we'll be exploring. So I put up the tent. I take my fishing rod. I go just down here, which is what, 4 meters from the tent. Then I throw 6 times in the river and I catch 5 fish. And they have a decent size actually. At least 3 of them. And they're still jumping out in the river here, but I have to contain myself because, you know, there's no reason for more fish. So yeah, but really good fishing spot this. And I think you could catch some pretty big ones here also. It's a really nice river. I'm gonna swim in it very soon. I just swam, and while swimming there were fish jumping out of the water. So it's like a put and take here. Irritating flies are flying everywhere. They're like big big flies, and they don't care about DEET or the wind blowing because they're big enough to fly in the wind. So they're quite a problem actually, especially when you have like 20 of them around you. Since it's so extremely warm, I've decided to stay where there's some trees where we can get some shade. And I'm not sure if it's a good idea actually, because then we don't have as much wind and we have all the insects. But now I have to live with my choice, I guess. So what I'm doing instead is I'm gonna follow this river down here to Sættertjørn. I'm going to Sættertjørn tomorrow. And then I'm going to Jefsøen, which is like a small hut thing. Then I'll follow this trail to Blåfjella-Skjækerfjella farm. And then I'll go into Skjækerfjella area here on the west side. Which is not on this map, but it's on another map. So I'll explore the area over here instead. And then come back to where I parked. And it says there'll be thunder and lightning Thursday and Friday. It is what it is. Now I'll see a different part that I didn't expect to see, which is Skjækerfjella. So that will be exciting. So we've just set off, and I've taken Rappe's backpack because she puked this evening or night, and she hasn't really eaten anything. So I'm a bit worried for her. But the temperature is so high, and there's so many insects flying all around that now I'm trying to see if maybe up higher where there are no insects would be a bit nicer. And then close to that there's also we're going to a lake 2.5 kilometers away. There is also like 100 meters or 50 meters downhill. There might be like an old kind of shed or like a dirt hole in the ground, I think. And also the heat wave is continuing until Tuesday. Yeah, so it's horribly hot. It's actually not that nice being outside now because of all the insects and the heat. Yeah, I'm right where I have to be. It wasn't hot after all. I don't know what it is then, but now I get to go back up again. So that's nice. So we have just set off, and obviously threw up this evening and this morning. So now we're going to the mountain farm 4 kilometers from here, and then yeah, we'll see. I hope she'll eat during the day here because she hasn't eaten in a long time and she's throwing up, so that's not too good, and we're pretty far away from getting out. It's so dry that we can walk here along the riverbed, and the river is also really small, so I don't think we need the bridge that's down here, but I hope there'll be a trail from there so it won't be as hard to walk. So we walk through the place. There seems like just a small farm with some houses, multiple people living there, and now they have, I think, a small road down to this lake, and then from here we'll be on a small trail to Blåfjella-Skjækerfjella, which is another mountain farm where there's a DNT, Norwegian Tourist Association hut where you can buy some stuff also. Some canned goods, like some really basic stuff. Yeah. Okay, so we are on the beach now. So this is dinner today, and Rabe just ate a whole package of super processed chicken, so I think she's quite full. Just left the hut. Resupplied. I bought a lot of chicken. Bought 3 packs of 400 grams of chicken for Rabe, so she can eat that. So now I'm continuing on from the hut here at soon it will be 11 in the evening. Not walking that far, but I don't want to sleep at the hut. Walking like a kilometer away to a river where I can get some water and make a camp. And I shouldn't get hit by the sun when it rises. We were able to sleep for a bit longer than usual. And yeah, I met someone, an older lady at the hut, and we talked for some time. Very nice to talk with another person, because now that I think about it, I haven't done that in a long time. I just wanted to talk, and she was willing to talk to me. Or maybe I forced her to stay and talk, I don't know. But yeah, it was nice. Then I bought canned of pasta food thing that I ate, and then I bought some other food that I can eat tomorrow. It's very heavy, just walk with it now and then eat it on the rest day here tomorrow. And then yeah, I also bought so I can make pancakes, so that's super. It's quite expensive out here, out nowhere, which makes sense I guess. So yeah, but now I found a camp spot and we'll set up camp. Enjoying the very beautiful evening here. Once again, I'm out swimming. One of these quite lakes.
actually. Yeah, it's a cool place. I can see where I'm going next. These mountains over here, the city stuff over there, and then yeah, that's where I came from yesterday. So yeah, pretty cool.
So now we have the porridge, and I bought some butter so I can get the real deal. Raba's sleeping in the tent. Yeah, we're just enjoying the relaxing. So I also bought some pancake powder, which means I can now make pancakes. So here it is with some jam that I also bought. So now I just have to roll it up. So here we have it. Pancake, homemade. Yeah, it's good. Today has just flown away pretty much. It's 8:30 I think. And Raba, she ate 2.5 times her daily ration of food today. So that's super, because then she has gained a bit of what she has lost over the last few days where she hasn't eaten. And it's nice to see that she was like just inhaling her food here in the evening. So she's really back to normal now. I still have 1.5 package of chicken. Then I can like scrape some chicken over her food, and then yeah, she'll be more motivated to eat it. So I think I'll do that for the rest of the trip, and then I probably will cut down of the pemmican, the like really high calorie stuff. Okay, so here we got the meatballs and sauce, and then down here we have the mashed potatoes. So I think this will be quite good. And then tomorrow we'll be back to usual. But I'm really having a feast today. Today has just been making food and relaxing, pretty much, and taking a swim. What a great day. That's the best day I've had. Just eating. Okay, so it's day whatever after the rest day, and we're ready to move out now. So I just cleared up the camp here. Backpack is ready. Raba's backpack is ready on the other side. Raba is ready, I think. She's already tangled in. Today we're gonna go up the mountain here, and then we have a look over the Skjækerfjella area. But let's get up there, which is a long hike in its own. So better get moving. Out like a crazy dog. That's okay. Yeah, there we go again. Oh. Okay, crazy dog. Quite steep here, as you can see. Crawling. This requires some scrambling. Raba is doing quite good. Raba? Okay. Yeah. And now there are new mountains inside, which is always cool to see a whole new view. So we're just having a little water break here at the stream. Yeah. There wasn't any insects in the forest nearly. I don't know if there's just less insects where we're walking now, but it's pretty nice. It's still a bit of biting flies and stuff, but it's not that bad. Not at all as bad as a week ago. That thunder has a lot to do with how I'm gonna plan the trip. If there's still thunder forecasted, then no, I'm not gonna risk it. So I'm not gonna go on the high mountains. So then we'll have to do something else. So yeah, we'll see. Actually letting Rabba lead because the bush here is pretty dense. Not right now, but she can follow like the animal trails. She's quite good at finding the animal trails and following them, so not too bad. Was that a raindrop? Oh fuck. Shit! But I cannot hear any thunder yet. But it is starting to rain. Interesting. Okay, so now it began to thunder. It's pretty open here, so I'm just gonna continue walking until we hit some good tree cover. And I'm just saying fuck it and putting up the camp. Rabba got really scared when she heard the thunder. But it's not that close yet. So we still have some time, although lightning still strikes from very far away, like technically. But right now we're down in a valley, so probably not very likely. Even though it might not be necessary completely, it's most important thing is just to feel safe. The risk of getting hit by lightning is very low, like not being able to sleep if it's thundering all night because you're scared that it will hit your tent or something like that. That's the uncomfortable part. Yeah, because you don't know where it hits, so that's that I hate, not being in control. So at least I can be in control of where I'm sleeping. So okay, so a new day has just begun. We're just gonna walk a little bit and find a place for today and tomorrow, because there will be thunder and lightning. Also Sunday it looks like. So a good sheltered spot. Once again, we're practically running from the thunder lightning. We were on our way, and then the clouds started forming, and there was already, like at 11 in the morning here, there was thunder over in Sweden, and you could really hear it. It was really loud. So yeah, now we're getting into some real forest. Well, always interesting with thunder. Maybe I have overreacted going this far down to the real forest instead of being at the edge of the tree line, but I think it's safer. So And I also have this girl to take responsibility of. If lightning strikes near me, I'm not the only one to get injured. And she cannot sit in the lightning position. So this is Camp Thunder, or whatever you want to call it, here in the woods. Well, plans changed a lot today because the thunder just suddenly appeared above us. It does say still that we're in a high risk area until Sunday. I don't know if they count Sunday as one of... Well, tomorrow's a Sunday and we'll see what the weather forecast says. If it's good, then I'll go somewhere where we can easily go down in the forest if it should change. Turns out that you should not trip over the tent pole. So now it's like this. Yeah, I'll see if I can fix it with some gaffer tape. Not the best, especially not when there's forecasted 35 meters per second winds Monday. Water? I'm pretty much out in the middle here, but there is not really any. It's not that deep. It's just going to my knees. So I was hoping to have a nice wash here. So I guess you can just like goblin squat and then you can shower with it. Although it feels a bit weird. I just want to point out that it's called Big Rock Lake. Okay, so we're continuing on from that lake because it was so shallow and I didn't see any activities from fish. So I thought, okay, let's just walk 2 kilometers more here to another lake.
Okay, well, it's the second last day today. We're just gonna walk 5.5 kilometers to like a lake really close to the car. Still have some walking to do. And the terrain is not like crazy easy to walk in. So it's still like tough 5.5 kilometers, but it's not too bad at all. So yeah.
Okay, I think I actually found the bear footprints now. It looks very much like a bear paw. I have no clue what it could be otherwise. This is crazy. So we're at the lake now, just trying to find a place to put up the tent, and I think down here is perfect.
Yeah, we have the tent up now. Rabe is complaining that I'm not giving her some rubs. I caught 2 fish, and now I've just watched a movie while cuddling with Rabe here in the warmth, like having a siesta. Then I think I'll fish again soon. I think I have so much time, so I think in the evening here we'll also look at where I should stay on the way home. And I've already found a place where I can eat. So that's pretty good. And then I will just enjoy the landscape. The good thing is I'm very much looking forward to tomorrow to going bananas and pizza and stuff. But it's also a bit sad that then we're going back to regular life. Already looking forward to my next trip. I don't know where I'm going yet in August here. I'm going with my dad and my dog. Similar intelligence. So I have to look out for both of them. But well, I will turn off the camera now. Keep talking when it's on. So fish soup. So this is where we started to hike, then up over that mountain. Okay, so here I am at the car in my civilian clothing. This is like the first time that I do like a real hiking video. The other times have been like, I don't know, yeah, there have also been hiking videos, but now I'm actually seeing what works and what doesn't work. So next time when I make a video, I find out if, you know, have I used the action camera too much? Have I too few shots of me walking in like a third person point of view, which I think might be a problem. So yeah, but thank you for watching. It has been a really good trip. The start was always a bit rough to start off when you're alone, I think, and then with that heavy of a backpack, and then on the way it got very nice, and then we got the heat wave, which changed things up for sure. But I will also say here in the end, it took a few days, but then we adjusted to that, and a lot of the insects disappeared also, so that's quite nice. Yeah, so now I have a long drive home to Denmark, 16 hours. I just hope my car will start, because it's been sitting here for so long. But yeah, take your own trips. Don't go to the same places that I go, then it will get overcrowded. Find your own places in your own country, maybe also. Although I shouldn't say that when I'm going to another country, but you know, a lot of countries have beautiful nature, not just Norway and Sweden. So